Hello, everybody. Welcome for joining me here tonight. Um, I'm happy to be here as always, and just been going through a lot of lessons lately and learning a lot. There seems to be a bit of drag in the feed, but it's all good. So, yes, welcome. I have invited higher dimensional beings to hold space here for all of us, bringing in healing, protection, um, clearing negative energy, clear communication, highest communication, divine inspiration, motivation, grounding, and manifesting purest, what the purest things for the highest good of all, manifesting what you are trying to manifest, and just connecting with clarity between us and source energy. So thank you and welcome. Welcome for joining me here. Um, it's an honor for me to be here and serve all of you. So before I start channeling for people, um, hi Maria, hi Cherise, thank you, welcome. So before I start channeling for people, I would like to invite you all just to take a few deep breaths and let's just focus on opening up our hearts. And this is so that we can receive the information that is meant for you. Okay, so whatever it is, receiving with an open heart. All right, so just take a deep breath, focusing that energy of that breath on your heart space, just allowing it to open, just clearing the way for anything that doesn't serve you by opening the heart and letting love shine through from source energy. Just feeling the connection of the source here. You're connected in the heart space to everything, the whole of the multiverse. And just allowing that to come through, flow through you. And just filling you up with pure energy, the highest, purest energy. And the highest, purest energy is love. And the highest, purest love is self-love. When you learn to love yourself and allow your heart to open, you fill up with love, and then you have more love to give, and you can love in the best way, and you can attract that to you, which is meant for you. And you allow this space for your higher self to come in and live fully in you. So, with an open heart and an open mind, with the highest, purest mind here and your higher self here, just allowing whatever is meant for you tonight to come in so that you may receive the message that would serve you best at this time. There we go. Thank you very much. And let's begin. I'm happy to start channeling. The first part, we're going to take care of some personal questions, and in the second part, we're going to speak to some higher dimensional beings. And I'd like to try and make contact with some of the beings that are around our neck of the woods here in South Africa. Some very interesting ancient beings that are living below us. And our sky is also really full with lots of energy at the moment. Lots of beings in the sky that want to talk to us. So let's see who we can make contact with later. Okay, thank you very much. All right. And please welcome my husband. For those of you that don't know Anthony, this is Anthony. And he just asks the questions that everybody asks so that I can stay in trance and focus on the messages. Okay. All right. Let's take it away.
Awesome. Okay.
Can everybody hear Anthony? Can you hear me?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
So I do realize I'm mumbling a little bit. I had a tooth extraction today. It's the first time I've ever gone through something like that. And before I begin, I actually just want to give a shout out to the people at Tygerberg Dental Hospital. Wow, I really am amazed at how much everybody cared, how helpful everybody was, what great service they've given. They sorted me out one time today, and yeah, really, really wonderful bunch of folks. I was in the surgical department and it was fantastic. Beautiful people. So I'm very thankful. So whoever thinks that we don't have amazing service at our public hospitals, yeah, give it a chance. I was really impressed. It was my first time at a public hospital and I was really, really impressed. So there we go. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate everything you guys did today. All right.
Awesome. Okay, first up is
Oh, that's great, Shiri. Sorry. Shiri
No,
says
it's
she got getting amazing private care there for years. That's fantastic. Okay.
first up's White Rabbit, but she says anyone,
Oh,
not by herself.
oh, fantastic. And what's okay? The question will come when I allow her beings to come through. Okay, let's see if it's spirit guides, ancestors, or your higher self that wants to come through, Maria. It's giving some guidance. I would like to invite the highest, purest energy that can guide Maria, one of her spirit guides or whoever, that will be able to help her give her the best answers for her questions, for her highest good and her highest good of all. Thank you. Hello, Maria. Thank you for having me here.
Hi, can you tell us who you are, please?
Yes, I am one of Maria's ancestors. Maria, I'm your great great grandmother on your mother's side. And I hope that I can answer your questions for you tonight. I am happy to help you always, you and the family. And do know that you do have your part in the family, even if it's not the same. And that's kind of the point. Your life is not the same as those around you. You're unique and different and have a special path in this life. And you are not the first woman in this family that have had to be a pioneer. So I'm here with you. I was a pioneer in my own way, and I'm happy to guide you.
Great, thank you. Her question is, why has the efficiency of my energy management routine decreased? I'm beginning to feel too exhausted and fatigued to do basic things.
It's because you are being almost a little bit too serious about it. So really, truthfully, it's important to just learn to become still and quiet when you perform your energy routine. That should be the first thing you do before you even start trying to ground yourself and so on. And perhaps it's become too much like work for you instead of actually enjoying it. If you enjoy your energy management and find ways to do it in which really feeds your soul and really makes you happy and really fulfills you, then the effect of it will be that much greater. So allow yourself to follow, to live in flow and really follow the right kind of thing that you need on that day. So today maybe it's focusing on creating a lovely meal and eating it and grounding yourself that way. Tomorrow it might be meditation or visualization. The day after that, it might be a nice nature walk where you walk with your black crystals in your pocket. And maybe you just commune with nature. So that's just an example of grounding, but that can also flow into other areas of managing your energy. And yes, you've tired yourself out a little bit. So when you are dealing with a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress and all these kinds of things, it does tend to tire you out. It will drain your energy quicker. And there's also some energy leaks in your field. So energy leaks occurs when you set out or promise to do something, but you don't fulfill that. And so that can be something that you even promise to yourself. It's not necessarily with other people, but of course that is very common. So you need to close that energy leak by deciding that you're not going to do it anymore, whatever it was. So kind of like saying it's not happening anymore. So you're kind of canceling that agreement that you made, whether it was with yourself or with someone else. And it can also happen when you set out to tackle certain projects and then it becomes overwhelming and maybe you just don't get to it or you don't have the time, or if you owe someone something. All those kind of things are ways in which your energy can be leaked, ways that you are responsible for and that you can change. And then, of course, protecting your energy and clearing your energy is very important. When you protect your energy, you make sure that there's people that are not going to act like vampires and suck your energy. So you do not want to give your energy away to the wrong places and the wrong people. Be very aware of what you do with your energy and be very aware of your higher self and enjoy managing your energy. Do activities that actually is fun. Sometimes dancing can be a great way to clear and to be free and really get the right balance that you need. That might be the energy that you need at that time. And that's also a type of energy management, as well as getting enough sleep. And, there's all kinds of things. It's not only in a very spiritual way it's not always in a spiritual way that you do energy management. In our ancient ways, before we became corrupted by other things, that was what our ceremonies that we still practice today, that's what they were based on. They're based on these things. These rituals are based on really feeding your energy and protecting your energy and getting guidance. But through political gain and power struggles, some of the ancient spiritual practice have become have changed and have become more too ritualistic. So it's important to set some time aside for these things every day, but not for it to become too rigorous, ritualistic in terms of rigidity, in terms of religiousness. So it's really important to, even though you're setting time aside for the things that you need to do to feed yourself every day, live in flow. And when the time comes to do that specific thing, for example, exercise, then choose the exercise that day. Don't make any plans. Just live in flow and ask, what exercise should I do today? Okay. If you've set aside a time for yourself, and that's usually time when you do meditation or journaling or things like that, then live in flow. And when that time comes up for the day, what should I do today? What would be best for me? So it's important not to always just be very rigid. That's where the balance comes in. Okay, I hope that's helped you. And whenever you're unsure, you can just light some incense and call upon me, and I will be happy to be with you.
Thank you. She's got another question for you. She says, there's some stress in the background that I've noticed, but what is it exactly that I'm stressed about?
It is a program that's running where you are worried that you're not going to be good enough, that you're going to fail yet again at something else. So your ego is lying to you because your ego is trying to keep you safe from scenarios and situations in which you have gotten hurt before, when you took a chance and did something and then the results weren't good. So, and the reason why the results weren't good in many previous instances was because you weren't following your heart, but rather trying to please everybody else and trying to follow the rules that other people have placed on you. You know, this is how we need to behave and act. But the truth is, when you live in flow and follow your heart in terms of what to do, as you have done here, everything will be okay. So it's really just that anxiety, the underlying anxiety that you're going to be unsafe in some way. Things are not going to work out, and these things going in the back of your mind. Yeah, but it's important that you don't pay heed to that. That you actually talk to your ego, have a little conversation with your ego, make friends with your ego, and tell your ego, you know what, this is what I want, and this will make me happy, and we will be safe when we do this because I'll be able to take care of us in our future. So it's really just about positive communication, even between your ego and your higher self. So I hope that helps.
Thank you. I don't see any other messages from her.
Okay. Thank you, my love. It was lovely to speak with you tonight. You're such a darling, dear, and don't stop being who you are. You're doing fantastically well. Just keep going. It might feel sometimes like you're a little bit stuck or something like that, but it's just that last little bit of this process where you are now in the completion part of it, um, before the next phase of your journey begins. So it's just that completion part. Just know that you're almost through with everything that you've been working on. You're just about to push through the surface and start flourishing and letting the springtime begin for you.
She says that makes sense. Thanks so much, all of you.
So welcome. Thank you. Here we go. A beautiful energy. She's so loving and supportive and confident and amazing example, Maria. Really, you must try and speak to this great grandmother of yours again. Okay, who's up next?
Cherise next. She hasn't said who.
Cherise, what's your question tonight, my
No,
love?
she's got a question.
Oh, she got a
just
question.
doesn't have a who.
Oh, the who. Does it matter who? Sorry. Oh. I also have to say I could have taken the day off today, but I didn't channel last time, and I just felt it was really important that no matter what happens with me physically, I am strong and I'm healing, and my body is going through amazing transformations. So, and I'm happy I'm here because I feel really good about the information that's being shared. Okay, doesn't matter. Great. I will. Let's see who comes through. Cherise. Does anybody else have a specific person? Viola.
Matt.
Okay. So, Cherise, if you don't mind, I'm going to do Viola's questions first and speak to Matt. And then I will do yours because it might be that whoever we want to speak to in the second half, it will come through for you. Might also be a spirit guide or something, but we'll see. So just to make it more cohesive, I'm going to do it this way, if that's okay. All right. Great. Thank you, Cherise. Okay, Viola. Let's see if we can get Matt on the line. I can already sense him here. Viola, he's so much more at peace now that you're more on track. And I know it doesn't always feel like it, but you definitely are moving in the right direction. And he's so much more at peace because of that. So, yeah, he's feeling his energy feels a lot more positive now, much more than it did before. Okay, I'm going to let him come through. Hi, Dol. Hi, Viola.
Hi.
Hi, Anthony. Hello, everybody else. Sorry, I only have eyes for Michael.
All right. Okay, so she says, I have been trying to manage my feelings and not be depressed. I've not been in contact with my late partner's family. I do not know what they are up to. Okay, that's the question.
You know, Viola, for now, the cards have been dealt. Things have been set into motion. And you do not need to worry about what they're doing, what they're planning. Just focus on the positive. Focus on the positive in your life. Focus on the growth that you're going through. Focus on your healing. And know that I'm healing right there with you. And everything will be okay, I promise you. But if you keep worrying about it, you will bring more worry and more things to worry. And you won't be living your life to the fullest. And you won't be enjoying what's there for you currently. Don't waste a moment. Don't waste a moment to live your life and spend energy on people and things that don't serve you. You do not need to worry about it anymore. Things have been set in motion, that's been taken care of. And when the time is right and it's brought back into your field, then you can pay attention to it again. But for now, everything is absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. Okay. Just focus on you and focus on your happiness and focus on filling your days with that which means the most to you and that which brings joy into your heart and makes you happy. And I'll sit on the couch with you and we will watch some of our wonderful shows. Let's enjoy ourselves and let's have some lovely breakfast.
Thank you. I just want to see if she replies.
You can sit and watch the boats go by and wonder about their lives and what they're doing and where they came from. And make up our own fantasy stories and just have fun. Allow yourself to laugh again. Watch some comedies.
She says, thank you. I do feel more at peace.
Wonderful. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you, my love. I'm always with you. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. All right. Definitely feels very good. All right. Cherise.
Yeah.
Just want to take a sip of water. Right. All right. Just clearing that energy. Anthony, would you mind giving me a little clear? Thank you. He's just doing some Reiki on me. It's quicker and easier. Thank you so much. Here we go. Okay. All right, Cherise. Okay. Cherise, I'm going to have to interpret, I think. Well, I've never tried channeling an animal before, but there's a passed over animal coming through, a dog, and It's what I often find a lot of the times, these dogs, when they come through, they represent themselves in a way that they didn't look like at all. And quite often they come through as white. And I think the color didn't have anything to do with their physical color or their physical appearance. And sometimes they appear, like themselves, appear bigger or smaller than they were in life as well. So I often get the breeds wrong because they're kind of presenting themselves to me the way they think of themselves. And I associate the white color with pure energy, like really higher frequency energy, which means they are very higher dimensional beings actually coming through. So what I'm seeing right now, Cherise, is I don't want to say Pomeranian, but kind of has like a pampered white doggy, small white dog. It's kind of what it looks like. So it could be a Yorkie, it could be a Maltese, but a pampered princess with kind of longish hair and like a bow in her hair and like very like princess. So I'm not sure if this is one of your past over pets or if this is a guide coming through. Yeah, she's presenting herself as much more stronger now, more of a warrior and a little bit bigger. So they seem to change their residual image as they come through for whatever reason. So yes, because they just speak in pictures. All right, let's hear what the question is. I'm not so sure that this being, let's try. Let's see. I don't know what her name is, but let's try. See if she comes through. Because I speak telepathically, so.
You're going to try and bring her through, or ask a question?
I'm going to try and bring her through. Okay. Sorry, I kind of changed my mind at the end there. No. Hello, Cherise.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Cherise has a question. She wants to know, is there still a being in my house? And why has it upset my dog so much?
Actually, it's me. So I guess they're trying to guard their territory, but all I want to do is connect with you and play with them. I'm not a dark energy. That energy has left. So you successfully managed to do some work there, and with the help of some of your guides, and I'm one of them. And your dogs are true canines, very protective of their territory and very protective of you. So even though I'm a friendly being of love and light and pure energy, they still tend to react in this way because of their density and where they currently are on Earth. And of course, because they just love you so much. They would do anything for you. They become like huge Rottweilers when they want to protect you in spirit. So, yes, I am trying to tell them that I'm a friend, but they're not really giving me much chance to talk to them. That other spirit does try and come through from time to time. But as long as you just keep putting your guards up, and the dogs are kind of trying to warn you when that happens. And of course, I'm trying too, but maybe it just feels like somebody's licking your toes. That's me. Or licking like your legs or your hand. That's me. Because I know you're better at feeling tactile sensations. So yeah, so they are kind of warning you when that entity wants to come through, and also at the same time with their energy, with the way that they bark, creating a frequency that helps clear negative energy. They really are guard dogs in that sense. You really have extra protection there, not just in the physical sense, because of course in the physical sense they're really small dogs, but in the spiritual sense they are quite powerful. These two dogs, and I'm also trying to teach them a little bit and how to channel their best energy. And so yes, I am both a bit of a guide for you and a bit of a guide for them, because you have a shared connection and bond. So when that does happen and they start barking like that, they are doing quite a bit of the work themselves and clearing energy for you, but you can definitely help them and help prevent it from happening as much by just doing a protection ritual around the space and around yourself and around your dogs, and also just clearing energy. Even if you just burn some incense and think clear, just think the word and trust it. Just trust it. Trust yourself. Just say clear. Stand in authority, clear the space. And then you can just even speak to your house and say, or speak to your guides and command, say, protect. That's all you have to think. You don't even have to have an elaborate sentence or elaborate ritual. Just say, protect, and see like a sphere enveloping your whole yard and under the ground and the sky and everything. I hope that makes sense, Cherise. Let me know if you have more questions.
Cherise says, wow, that's amazing. You are welcome and loved. We'll talk to them to let you in and play.
Thank you. And you can call me Maya.
Maya.
Thank
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Remember to have fun. Don't forget to play. The positive energy and light energy works through fun and play, and it keeps away the dog stuff. Okay, don't forget to play.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Wow. That felt like a Lyrian being, I think. Might have been. Strong canine energy and a very positive energy. It's the best way I can describe it. Just really positive, infectious. So, yeah. And I think it's a bit of a reminder, the way that this guide showed itself, Cherise, a reminder for you to remember that you're a princess in your own way, and that you're powerful as well, not just a pretty face. So, yeah, I think that's the message. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Let's see if we can make contact with. I'm just trying to discern where to focus my energy, because I had a specific idea in mind, but even if we have a specific idea, it might be, sometimes it's best to leave it for a more appropriate time and really just be in flow and hear who needs to come through today, right now. So let's honor that. Okay, my energy is being directed. Not my energy so much as my focus is being directed as to where I must try and make contact. And this is following on the information that was received during the last channeling session. Somebody asked about, I think, hidden bases or inner earth or something like that, but particularly in terms of South Africa and the Western Cape. And my feeling is right now there's a focus on a big area. So if we can say it's like the Northern Cape and the Western Cape kind of together, but kind of culminating here in the mountain. And when I say the mountain, I'm being shown not only Table Mountain, but the whole Table Mountain range, including the South Point. And I'm understanding that there's a reason why it's hard to get down there. It's not easy to get right on the beach, but because there's rocks, first of all, at the very, very southern tip. And then, of course, there's Diaz Beach and so on. But yeah, there's definitely a way, not by necessarily by conventional means, but by physical high-tech means to get into some areas there, of course. But there's also a spiritual sort of portal, if I can put it that way. When I say spiritual, I'm actually meaning energetic. So it might be a natural wormhole. And what I'm picking up, and I picked this up before, is that there are beings under the ancient beings. And the first image I got was of giants. And they truly remind me of the Anunnaki. And there's a big misconception about the Anunnaki. Yes, and there's actually one of the Anunnaki wants to come through and speak to you. And I have received this information myself. Other channelers have also received that the Anunnaki were not the negatives. There might have been 3 of them that allied with darker forces, but the Anunnaki in general that came here to seed and to help, that's why they came here, to help give the human race tools to help advance their civilization, to help them to develop and grow in all ways, including spiritually, by really just giving them some gifts and knowledge. And I mean, the ancients had all the wisdom. All the wisdom was given to them by those that came from the sky. And it was not only the Anunnaki, there's been thousands of races living here over billions of years. This is certainly not only the humans' planet. We kind of came here more recently, thanks to races like the Anunnaki. And the Anunnaki played a really huge role in Africa. Huge. They obviously did not appear only in Africa, but they played a huge role here in Africa. So I'm going to let this Anunnaki representative come through. Hello, beautiful people of this land, of the South, of the first life, first human life, truly human life here on Earth. Native human life would be the best way to call it. So welcome to the welcome. It's so wonderful to speak to you. To those of you that are enlightened and ready to hear this message, I thank you for being here and for giving me the opportunity to speak with you, my beloved humans.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Do you perhaps have a name we can call you?
Yes, you can call me. I'm representing all of those that you refer to as the gods of Egypt. So you can think of me, I'm representing Osiris, that spirit and energy. I'm representing the energy of Isis. I'm representing the energy of Amun-Ra or Ra. I'm representing the energy of Bast, Set, Anubis. And yes, there's a reason why some of you have a certain bloodline. In fact, most humans do. But there's not everyone that are human that are native human were seeded by us. So I just want to make that very, very clear, that we are not the only ones that seeded life, and we are not the only ones that came here and wanted to help. And the reasons we did it initially were to extend a hand to our neighbor, to make companions, and to make friends, and to give life and advancement to the Homo sapiens. And that's not exactly what they were, though. I have to also say there's definitely a misconception from exactly where humans came from in that scientific sense. It's a little bit different, a little bit maybe related to Homo sapiens. But yes, we came here to help from another star system. Many of us came from Sirius or had our origins from there. And we are a very higher dimensional and pure race. However, just like all beings, all extraterrestrial races, we have all kinds of people. Not everybody has good intentions. People change their minds and their beliefs. And sometimes when that happens, we are given a bad name. And that I want to tell you the truth today, that those three who changed their minds were coerced as well. They were convinced by a certain race. And I think you can all picture them right now. I don't even have to mention them to you. They were coerced by this race. And in fact, this race was trying to infiltrate. And of course, they love working with fear. So they were infiltrating those three that appear in the ancient writings of Sumeria. They influenced those with fear. They manipulated them. And the rest of us fought. We fought for our people. Michelle was one of those, and I am her, I guess you can call it a past life. And I was so excited the day that we decided, the day we planned on coming to Earth, and so excited about making physical contact, because we had already been in contact energetically, spiritually, with the humans who were dancing and calling us forth, calling the star beings forth. And then we made physical contact. And we had great times. But then that race came because they want to conquer. They wanted this world. And they did not like that we were giving the humans so much advancement and so much knowledge, because they wanted to control the humans. Unfortunately, we were not strong enough at that time to stand against them, and we did not realize how some of our actions could bring this negative force into this world. But at the end of the day, it's all about balance. It's all about experiencing everything, and that's what this realm is about. It is about experiencing the black and the white and finding the balance in between. So they defeated us and we fled. We fled underground and we made new civilizations, but we always kept contact with those who were wise. But many of them, slowly but surely, were overcome by fear. And that's where so many of the humans, the human collective, are now stuck in this program, in this prison, controlled by fear. And this phase, and it's in the Egyptian writings. So you can go and research this. Please do. There's a lot of research about this. In those writings, we said that in this age of human existence is the merchant age, in which monetary systems rule this planet. The merchant families are ruling the planet. And that's truly why so many can't be set free, because they're completely being controlled by money. Their health is manipulated to keep them controlled. And anything that can really truly create fear, because what fear does is it feeds those that are in charge or have taken control of these merchants. These merchants agreed to this a long time ago, and perhaps not understanding how devious their new business partners were, and not understanding how these devious minds will even start controlling these who feel like they have false control over the whole world, even controlling them with fear. And in a way, actually, they control that small percentile a little bit with fear, but a lot with ego, like really feeding their egos and making them feel all powerful. But it's a false power. It's not a true power. They're just marionettes. Okay. And the way to break free from that, and that's why we're here, and that's why we've been speaking to your wisdoms, your people who are wise, your people who can still hear us. We've been speaking to them and teaching them about love and teaching them about raising frequencies so that you can see beyond. We have written down all the secrets for you to find, and we left it here for you. We kept records, and many of those records are not revealed truthfully. So it's very important that you go and do your own research and find the truth of the records. And it's been left all over Earth, not only by us, but by other races too. And some of us went back to our worlds, but some of us stayed here and remained here because we agreed not to interfere any longer. But we were still here to give support and gentle guidance. And many of the ancient wise ones, humans, the first earth humans, many of them came underground with us. They did not all remain behind because we were trying to save as many as possible. And after a time, some went up to the surface again, trying to find their loved ones and their families and starting afresh. But the energy in the world changed, and they tried to keep to the old ways, and they were left alone for a very long time, actually. And these ancients are the Khoisan people. These were the first humans on Africa, and one of the first human populations on Earth. In fact, we could even say the first, but that is a matter of technicality, which we will not get into now. So, but some of them remained behind underground and had nothing to return to and wanted to join our efforts to try and raise consciousness and to try and help in their own way. Some were too scared to go back up because they did not want the ancient knowledge and truth to be completely suppressed, because so much of it has been left inside them. And they've evolved. They are not, because they've lived underground a very long time under different kinds of atmospheres. And so they've evolved and changed and perhaps physically do not look the same anymore. And they're much more fifth dimensional than third or fourth dimensional. So we are not the only ones, us and the ancients, we are not the only ones here. There are other races, there are other pockets, there are other, and we are not military people living under here. We are not part of Earth's military, though they know about us. Yes, but they do not know about all of us. But we have decided to come out and let you know that we're here. And we are not only here in South Africa, we are also along the whole of Africa in many pockets. So we are not just, we are close to the meridians. And yeah, we are not only here in the south. We are all the way up with many different earth people. Many different original earth people. Not only the Khoisan. But the Khoisan are very dear to us and very special to us. They are special people. And even some that remained on earth and carried on living up have become modernized in ways. But it's still in the blood. It's still in their DNA. So many of them remember how to channel. Things come to them. They have amazing abilities. And even though Western society has taught them to suppress it, those that have kept to the old ways are able to still commune with the spirit world as it was once thought. But it was not only the spirit world that they were communing with. It was all higher dimensional beings. It was also extraterrestrial races. So we are here and we are happy to be here. And if any of you have any questions you'd like to ask, we are happy to listen and answer.
Great, thank you. I don't see any questions from the people that are watching, but I can maybe ask a question. I want to find out from you, how do you communicate? Do you communicate telepathically?
We do have a verbal language, but we do not use it very much. We do communicate telepathically for the most part, because we have learned to do that. We're a very ancient race.
Yes. Okay, then my follow-on to that would be, if we want to develop our mental abilities, our telepathic abilities, do you perhaps have a simple suggestion of what we can do to train our minds, our energy, to be able to do these kind of things?
Certainly. The first most important thing that you need to train yourself to do, and do these suggested steps that we give you, do it in stages. Don't try and do it all at once. Train your brain. You literally have to program your brain. You have to reteach your brain. You all have this ability. You've got to train your brain step by step. So be patient with yourself. Don't expect it all to happen just like this. Some will have a more natural ability, and some of you have already started tapping into that telepathy. But this could help even you to just get the focus that you need. So the first most important thing to work on is to clear your mind. Really learn to clear your mind, to get rid of all the thoughts. And there's so many that don't serve you, because there's a lot of information coming at you. A lot of information, a lot of information also trying to keep you in fear. But also a lot of other information, distractions. Distractions are another thing. So all that information is coming at you. And when your mind is so cluttered with all these things and your thoughts are thinking in certain ways, it is hard to clear your mind. So really just practice being still. Practice instead of sitting in front of a screen, or instead of filling a time with activity, just sitting. Just sitting. If you can sit outside or just in a room with wonderful light and wonderful good energy, and just tap into what's around you. Tap into, for example, the sunshine. Listen to the birds if that's what you can hear. But perhaps you created a space where you are and you're listening to nature sounds in your ears, and you can just feel yourself in a natural setting. So just allowing yourself to let go of all those thoughts and just to learn to become still, to learn to become bored, so to speak. Oh, so many people are so scared of being bored. You don't have to be scared of being bored. You don't have to be scared of not being productive. You don't have to be scared about all the things that you still have to do. I promise you, those things will get done anyway. And in fact, if you allow yourself this time to just be still and clear your minds and just allow open space, you open up energy and you let go of energy to allow inspiration to come in. You will be more productive with step number 1, because you will give your brain time to rest and recharge. You will give your brain and your mind the opportunity to clarify so that your goals become clear again. All right, the second most important step is to work on your emotions and to work on your empathic abilities. Empathy is not only for empaths. Everybody has empathy. And there are some empaths on this earth that are neurodivergent and are actually usually the strongest empaths, but they've learned to shut it down so hard or to let it out too much to be accepted. And that is also difficult to deal with. Okay? So people's emotions have really been manipulated. And it's important that you start getting control of your own emotions and start understanding your emotions and understand where they come from. You are emotional beings. We are emotional beings. And you need to raise your frequencies. And part of that is raising from negative emotions to positive emotions. You start with your thought processes, then you follow on with your emotional health. Emotional health is really important. And the other part of the emotions is that emotions are a huge part of telepathy. Very big. So if you can clear your emotions and raise your frequency, because the frequencies are now we're starting to tap into the spiritual, the energetic side, because that is the next step, raising the frequencies. But it kind of goes together with the emotions. So they kind of go hand in hand. And you raise into more positive emotions. So whatever trauma you have, deal with it. Don't sweep it under the rug. Don't escape from it. Deal with it. Look at it. Allow yourself to contemplate, reflect, and look at what's going on. Don't be afraid. It is nothing to be afraid of. It is a way to become free. Dealing with your emotions, allow freedom. And when you start attaining this freedom, understanding that you're emotional and that sometimes it goes into the negative, it happens. And even with telepathy, but let it then come in a balanced way, not something that's overtaking, overwhelming your whole life. So emotionality is a big part of communicating telepathically. If you have ever communicated with an animal, you know that animal uses emotion to convey its messages. It's not only pictures and sounds and words and thoughts. It is emotion. That is the easiest and quickest way to connect with someone telepathically, is through emotion, conveying the emotion. And then, of course, the next step is raising your vibrations. And practicing every day to raise your vibrations, to connect with spirit, and to, in this space also, when dealing with emotions, don't forget gratitude, and being in the space of higher vibrations, allow, and with a clear mind and clear emotions, you can hear and receive clearly. So then you become a proper transmitter like Michelle. Michelle, a big part of channeling truly is not just about, it's not someone just coming through. It's being able to hear those that are talking to her. The channeling is just a step further, where she's allowing space for more direct communication, but the communication still happens telepathically, like right now. It's just at a deeper level. So that is truly how you do it. And don't forget that the best way to raise your vibrations, to deal with the mind, deal with the emotions, and truly start seeing your true self and remembering who you are and loving yourself for who you are. That's the best way to raise your vibrations, is self-love. Truly, I promise, all higher vibrational beings know this. And then, of course, when the next step, when you start experimenting and you raise your vibrations even more with the next step, is really to experiment, have fun. Don't limit yourself. Be like a child. Be like a child when you want to communicate. Because that is the easiest thing to connect to. That's the easiest way to connect in that way. And of course, you are going to be better with those you know the best and are most in contact with and kind of already understand their energies. So those whom you are closest with, it will be the easiest for you to practice with those individuals. And of course, practicing with other people who have high frequencies. Yes. Are there any more questions about telepathy or anything else?
No, this one. Thank you very much for that. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, perhaps we can get you back another day. I see the time has run out, but yeah, I would definitely want you back once I have more thought of questions, if you like. Pre-created questions.
Great.
Thank you.
I would look forward to that meeting. It's time for me to go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I look forward to that meeting and thank you for listening. Thank you. Oh, sure.
Hello.
Hi. Wow, it felt like I felt like I was on another planet. Literally, it was. Yeah, I kind of felt like I was much more in trance than I usually am. Even though I kind of heard all that, I was a lot more in trance, a lot more somewhere else even, kind of seeing where they live and yeah. Anyway, it's very interesting and I really enjoyed that. And that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for everybody who came. I appreciate that you came through to spend time here with me and with all the higher dimensional beings. And I hope it encouraged you and motivated you to, live a better life. Be happy. Part of being happy is just accepting and looking for those opportunities that are in your field. So watch out for those opportunities of joy, happiness. There's opportunities around you all the time where you can allow your heart to sing. Just look for those opportunities. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, lovely people.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Thank you.